All right, so the latest in the Jon Jones, Tom Aspinall, Stipe Miocic saga. Well, we've had a new development. Apparently, Jon Jones has retired at 37 years old. He will never have to fight again after this year. Won't even have to work again. That is according to this, to be fair, Instagram comment. Oh, by the way, Tom Aspinall also says that Stipe Miocic is Joe Biden. What the hell is he doing in there? He's too old for this game.
Tell you what, I don't know about you, but I'm going to go to bed.
So we've got a lot to talk about here. First of all, here's Jon Jones on Instagram responding to somebody. Somebody says, fun fact, Jon Jones wasn't playing. He thought that was his wife. Don't know what the context was there. Jones responds with, fun fact, after this year, Jon Jones will never have to work again. Retired at age 37. Winning. And of course, he's talking about after the fight in November, which, by the way, tickets for Madison Square Garden just went on sale. Jon Jones, Stipe, going down in November. So he's saying basically after this year, November's the end of the year, that he's going to retire. And that's it. So guess what?
His heads are falling off!
Left, right, and center. Tom Aspinall wants his shot at Jones. He wants it at Stipe, but he might not get a chance at either of them. I think Dana confirmed it recently that Stipe, regardless, this is going to be his last fight. He's had a long, legendary career. He's the greatest heavyweight of all time on paper because he defended the belt more than anybody else.
And 100% going to retire after this fight.
But according to Tom Aspinall, the man's like Joe Biden. He's got no business being in the octagon.
Eligible for what I've been able to do with the with the COVID. Excuse me, with dealing with everything we have to do with. Look, if
he said, get Stipe out of there. Let's be honest. The guy is 43 years old. He's had a 4-year layoff. And his last fight was a knockout loss. Granted, he's an absolute legend of the sport. He's the best heavyweight ever. Like, statistically, he's the best heavyweight ever. But the guy needs to be pulled out of the race. This guy needs to be Joe Biden. He's too old. No one's that interested anymore. And I respect Stipe. Pull him out, stick me in. It's right, though, isn't it? It's right.
Get Joe Biden out of there. Stick me in.
I'm not going to say it's right. I'm not going to sit here and besmirch Stipe Miocic, a man that gave so much to the sport and the man that is, stylistically, on paper, the greatest heavyweight of all time. But right now, there's two champions. We know the story. We know the situation. Jon Jones, Tom Aspinall. Tom Aspinall is destroying people left, right, and center. Just rebounded from the only loss in the UFC against Curtis Blades. Again, dropped him with a jab, ground and pound, bish, bash, bosh. That was done. That's all she wrote. The man is a killing machine. No man alive is going to stop Tom Aspinall. I'm telling you right now. I said it a long time ago. But this video isn't about me sitting here and telling you how great Tom Aspinall is. It's essentially just me reacting to Jon Jones retiring and Tom Aspinall referring to Stipe Miocic as Joe Biden. Listen, I get the joke, I do. We're going to have a bit of respect for the President of the United States of America, the leader of the free world, but he was far too old and out of his depth. And that's what Tom Aspinall is saying about Stipe Miocic. He's out of his depth. He's too old. He's rusty. He's been away from the octagon for 3 years. The knockout loss that he's referring to was to Francis Ngannou, and it was a really bad knockout where he went back and the knee looked like it was bent in all kinds of ways. But that doesn't mean the man cannot go toe-to-toe with Jon Jones. Doesn't mean that he can't rebound, come back, and beat the greatest of all time. But regardless of all of that, the big story here is that Jon Jones says that he's retiring. Now, granted, this isn't an official statement. It was on an Instagram comment, but he has alluded to this in the past, hasn't he? He's kind of mentioned it a few times. He said he doesn't need to stick around. He doesn't need to give all of these contenders a chance to beat him because eventually somebody's going to come. There's always somebody coming up, the next guy that's going to be bigger, better, stronger, faster, younger, more skilled, more knockout power, can stop your takedowns and can rip your head off. There's always going to be that guy. That guy right now is Tom Aspinall. So as you know, me and Tom Aspinall, we're mates. So I sent him the little link to where Jon Jones said that basically he's retired. I'm not going to tell you his response because we're friends and that was a private conversation. It wasn't insulting, but it was just kind of casually, he said, Jon Jones is a bit of a thing, isn't it? Tom's cool, calm and collected, and what will be will be. Him getting upset, him getting mad about it, shouting and screaming and going on social media and lowering himself to this, it's not going to change anything. The reality is the only thing that would change it is a massive payday from the UFC and also backlash from the fans, because that would be the big thing that Jon Jones would face, right? He's the heavyweight champion of the world. That's a fact, okay? Whether you like it or not, and I know there's a lot of people out there saying this is
number one bullshit.
Why isn't Tom fighting Jon? That fight was lined up a long time ago between Stipe and Jon Jones, okay? It just was, and he got injured. That's all fair enough. It really is. So they're going to do the rematch, and it's been a massive delay, and it's a pain in the ass for Tom Aspinall. And the reality is the fact that Jon Jones got injured in the first place is why Tom Aspinall is the champion today. If that never happened, Tom would still be clawing away, still beating guys like Curtis Blades, and certainly would appear to be the number one contender. That all changed because he got injured. He got bumped up to the main event at Madison Square Garden against Sergey Pavlovich, knocked him out, became interim champ, and now the man's earning pay-per-view points, and there's a massive campaign of fans out there that want to see him fight Jon Jones. Now, Jones is probably bullshitting. He's kind of teased retirement, just like Conor McGregor. I mean, Conor McGregor's retired more times than I've been hungover, right? And that's a lot.
Are you intoxicated?
Listen, you put something on social media, it's not an official statement, but it might give an idea of where Jon Jones' head's at, Maybe he is going to retire because he has had a long, illustrious career and he's made lots of money. Now, he posted a little phone number recently. You might have saw this. I actually gave it a call on my podcast. It's some random number. When you call it, there's a voicemail set up. The guy answers, he says, hey,
you've reached the phone of Jon Jones. Unfortunately, you got to go through me, Rob McNutt, up in Canada to get a crack at Jon Jones. Tommy Aspinall, let's go.
Did you hear that?
Sorry.
So he set it up with a voicemail. That's pretty good. I didn't know that at all. But the fact that Jon is going to that much effort, right, shows, listen, right, he's feeling the pressure, he's feeling the pinch, and he knows he's probably going to have to fight this guy one day. And if he doesn't, and if he does retire, right, then I don't know about his legacy. Yes, to the old school fans, when he was competing, he is and was the baddest man on the planet. That is not up for debate. Greatest of all time, without question. But greatest heavyweight, that on paper, that's Stipe. Greatest active heavyweight, without a question, is the champion Jon Jones. And yes, he went on this crazy run at light heavyweight. But if he walks into the sunset without fighting Tom Aspinall, my God, that is really going to tarnish his legacy. And you know what? I don't think Jon Jones would do that. I don't think he's scared of anybody. I don't think he's ever turned down a fight in his life. But all the guys that he fought, DC was a light heavyweight. Stipe Miocic is 43. Tom Aspinall is bigger than them all, better than them all, stronger than them all, younger, faster, more athletic than all of them. And the man's got crazy knockout power. Anyway, I've got to get on a plane. Marcin Tybura is fighting Sergey for the second time at the Apex. I'm going to be late for my flight. Subscribe and ring the bell. What do you think about this? Jon Jones, is he having a laugh? Is he talking shit? Is he just passing the time of day? Or do you think that he's going to retire? Stipe, what do you think about this? Tom Aspinall's calling him Joe Biden. I kind of get the reference. I kind of understand what he's saying. But come on, Tom. Put a bit of respect on the name of Stipe Miocic. Anyway, thanks for watching the channel. Have a great weekend. See you soon.